happens to be at Big Event with that person. Like, I can understand if you were splitting proceeds with Sims at Big Event, even though he wasn't allowed there.
Well, that's what they thought.
Right.
They
so
thought
that I understand. But a Sunday? A Sunday has nothing to do with it.
They thought I was part, and then someone said to somebody that I would say he was my partner with Jake. And Jake, for the record, can't stand him.
Right.
That's why Eric didn't come anywhere near me if I was standing next to Jake. Jake didn't want any part of him.
Right. Well, I mean, if they thought that you would partner, look, everybody is smart. Everybody's been working Big Event long enough to know that nobody's going to work any deals with Eric Sims for Big Event itself. But whatever happens on Friday and Sunday, it's none of anybody's business. It's just business. It's not your business. It's none of anybody else's business but the two people working that deal. As long as it has nothing to do with Big Event, then it shouldn't matter where Eric Sims conducts his business that weekend. And I'm not defending him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending what he did to you. I'm not saying what he did to you was right. I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I don't have an opinion in the matter. But you cannot tell somebody where they can and cannot do business outside of what you own. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
Well, I have no remorse for him. He screwed me over big time, and I have, I just.
No, what's the deal with Adam Rose now? Because he did not show up to Big Event. He supposedly missed his flight. So, what was the deal? Is he paying you back for this flight? Is he paying you back for your expenses? What's the deal here?
Well, Eric reimbursed me. He gave me money back towards some of the expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen going forward, but I don't know. It's just, I might as well just, for me, I might as well just take it and look and say, hey, this is what it is. There's all the aggravation I went through for booking his flight and hotel. Was still worth the weekend because Jake the Snake Roberts did incredible business.
Mm-hmm.
Just chalk it up and just say, live and learn.
Well, I mean, look, nobody can predict, the situation with flights. I mean, who doesn't know more of that? Who doesn't know more about that than I?
It's not even about booking a flight. We booked him a flight.
Right.
He didn't get on it is the problem. After he changed the flight from Thursday evening to Friday morning, early Friday morning, that's fine. He changed that on his own, free of charge, which is fine by me. It didn't cost me anything for him to change it.
Right.
But he went and purposely did not get on the flight and decided to drive from Tampa all the way up to New York and ended up getting an offender bender.
I don't know why. Why?
That's my head scratcher. It scratched my head. I don't know why.
He still wouldn't have got there in time. I mean, he would have had to pull an all-nighter.
Yeah.
Oh man, some of these guys just don't understand the concept of their thinking. Too many lumps to the head at too young of an age.
And then misses the big event, which no harm, no foul. So now he shows up for Sims. It's okay, and he doesn't show up for me. I mean that's fine. But it didn't cost me anything extra.
No.
So he goes to Hazleton, and he misses Hazleton in the PPW, and then shows up at the Merchant Square Mall. What time did he show up? 1:15, 1:30?
Yeah, something like that.
half an hour before the signing's over? Did anybody purchase anything from him?
Yeah, no, he had customers.
How many?
I don't know. I had 6 people to worry about. I wasn't paying attention to him.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I looked up. He was doing some business. More than the other ones that he brought in.
Yeah.
He didn't look too happy.
Yeah, he went into Bud's store asking Bud for money.
Why?
To get all Bud's, the Bud stuff he wanted to be compensated for.
That's a whole different conversation for another time. Yeah. I'm all for, look, you want to get some stuff signed. I understand that's fine. Help you make money in your store. But sometimes overkill, just a bit. I mean, Ted DiBiase was...
Did all of your group sign all the stuff, or no?
Yeah. No, everybody signed. There wasn't that many. I mean, each girl had about 5 or 6 things to sign. But he brought over, and I kid you not, he brought over about a 4-inch thick pile of things for Ted to sign, an entire box full of magazines, wrestling tights, banners, flags, shirts. It just kept coming and coming and coming. It got to the point where it was like 5 to 12. We were getting ready to start. I had to go over and tell him enough's enough. I'm like, he's got 5 minutes. He's going to sign my stuff, and we're going to start this sign and meet and greet for customers. I'm like, this is ridiculous. He's been here for 25 minutes doing nothing but signing stuff for Bud and his crew. And Ted's agent mentioned to me, he's like, hey, Ted was there about 3 years ago, so he's like, I can't see them having that much more to sign. He goes, so we're not going to be signing, a ton of stuff. And I said, I understand completely. Then when we got there and saw the pile that was waiting for him, and then he just kept coming in with more and more and more, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I literally had to say goodbye to all of them and say, hey, we got planes to catch. And I looked over to Ted's publicist, and I said, I got to leave you guys. You guys got your own car and everything, so I'm like, I got to get out of here. I'm like, you need anything? And they were like, no. I'm like, I said, don't be afraid to say no, dude. I'm like, blame it on me. Throw me under the bus. I really don't care. But they got, again, carried away with the amount of stuff being signed. And like I said, I understand, look, you're not charging us for the tables, but if it's going to get to that, I'd rather pay $200 per table and get compensated for the things they're signing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, that was just nuts. I mean, he had to sign, and I'm not even exaggerating, over 250 items.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you ever see those white boxes that they put comic books in?
Yes, I know, because he had the same boxes for Jake.
He just wouldn't stop. He was just pulling one out after another. I thought, all right, maybe it's just all the ones that he was in the cover of. Nope. He was opening them up, signing the inside. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, you got to get out of here. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I mean, you want to do 5 things each? If you got 10 guys that work for you, that are helping you, you want to sign 5 things each? That's 50 items. Done. Period. All right. But no way. This guy signed 200 things, and he was pissed off. He got mad.
Jake was getting antsy toward the end of the signing. That's why I was trying to get everything done.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Well," I'm like, "Dude, I can't."
I know. That's why. I mean, look. Again, people say, what's the big deal? They get paid to sign from 12 to 2, whatever you put in front of them. That's right. They do. But they know the difference between the stuff that's being signed that's going to make me money and the stuff that's not making me money. And they rather sign stuff that's going to make me money. Or in your case, you money. They don't want to sign stuff that doesn't make us money. So, that's, people got to understand that too. So, they do get paid to sign stuff, but we're paying them to sign things that are making us money. So anything that gets put in front of them that we're not making money on, that's like time and money thrown out the window. Vendors, hookup vendors, we do it all the time. Richie got some stuff signed for me. If Richie wanted any signatures or pictures, he got them. Whoever brought in Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he hooked us up with a couple signatures. He came in, he got a couple of signatures. We hook each other up, that's different. But we also don't take advantage of it.
Of course.
So it's called respect. So yeah. Anyway. So now, would you ever do business with Adam Rose again?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to cut my ties, and another wise promoter always said, you got to be bigger and better than Sims. Sims, when you start to talk like, or I forget the exact he used, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to share it with everybody.
Well, look, there's a lot of guys out there that are in this business that I respect a lot. Some of them, I don't know if I trust them or if I can trust them, or maybe I just haven't had the dialogue with them to find out if I can trust them. I may be judging a book by its cover, but I deal with you. I trust you. I haven't had a problem with Sims, so I can't really say anything negative. Whatever, he's hooked me up numerous occasions, so I got to leave it at that. MZ Promotions, I trust them. Ultimate Stars, GTG, Event Worn, Big Event, Legends of the Ring. A lot of those guys. Like, I trust every single one of them. And the other companies, Real Pro Wrestling, they hook me up a lot. If any other vendor that's that's hooked me up once in a while, of course I appreciate it. I wish that we were able to have more dialogue, but it's crazy at Big Event. You're lucky you can walk by and say hello to somebody for more than 10 seconds without getting pushed out of the way.
It just so happens when I'm never able to walk around freely during Big Event.
Yeah.
And to see people. I had too many people working. So I had Joe and Anthony work the tables for me, and I was able to roam free and do whatever the heck I want. And I gladly enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I mean, then you get to figure out how long it takes you to get from one side of the room to the other.
Oh, believe me, I just figured that out well beforehand.
And, yeah, especially when you're in the hot room.
Oh, yeah, we were in a smoking hot room. We were sitting right next to Hall and Nash, and their lines never stopped.
Yeah, I was supposed to have something signed for them, and for some reason they refused to sign them.
Yeah, Nash and Hall were getting a little frisky.
Yeah, well, see, that pisses me off because they're there all the time, and people will pay them a lot of money, a lot of money to come in. If the vendor hands you a card and says, "Do me a favor, can you sign a couple of these?" Sign them. It's not like I dropped a pile of cards on your table and said, "Here, sign these." The vendor who paid you asked you if you can sign them, and they said no. So to me, that's just stupid. They're just being a baby. But all right, we got Big Event 12 coming up March 4th. We already had some announcements out there. Iron Mike Tyson being brought in by Big Event, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Not really wrestling, I guess, per se, but yeah, he was involved in WWE storylines a couple times.
Yeah.
Let's see, you got Gangrel, the Boogeyman. One I was a little shocked that they beat you to the punch, but Brooke is gonna be there.
Yeah, Jim reached out. He was like, "I beat you to the punch on it." I was like, "Shit."
Yeah, but yeah. Now there's a guy, Lucky 13. And I don't even remember the guy's name. He was friends with me on Facebook, but I hooked him up last show with a couple autographs from like every person that I had there, and He's not once.
Jim is not a bad guy.
But he has not once come up to me and asked me to